Prime Time Local News, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
All right, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to this edition of Prime Time Local News. Connor Chan and Elise Darwish, as always, bringing you all this good stuff ahead on tonight's show, including our question of the day. Spring now here, spring cleaning is a big topic. Do you do it, and have you started?
Yeah. Spring cleaning, I haven't really started. I need to start just on my car in general. I think I need to get the outside, the inside fully detailed, washed, do all that, because that's seen some better days currently.
Yeah, I'm the same way, and of course, I need to mostly vacuum my house, vacuum my bedroom, all that.
Get all
other
the
stuff
dust out of there. Yeah.
Yeah, that's definitely a must for sure.
Yeah, you bet.
All right, well, we're going to have all this and more coming up later on in the show, but right now, let's send over to Josh Ryan, who's on location.
Thanks very much, Connor. I'm down at the SPCA with Becca and the gang, ready to learn about a few different animals they've had come in that are up for adoption. Quite a few dogs into the facility right now, especially. And we also have a few other things to talk about, including a new initiative coming up, a donation received generously yesterday, as well as some ideas for how to take better care of your pets in terms of medical costs and other tidbits, things like that. We're enjoying the sunshine, and we're enjoying all the animals here down at the SPCA. Let's head back to Elise for a look at your local news.
And earlier today, grade 9 students from around Lloydminster competed in the Pegasus Science Olympics, and our Jasmine King has more on the event.
Students had to build a self-propelled vehicle, which gave them a chance to challenge themselves while also learning at the same time.
It provides them something that's outside of the classroom, a new way of thinking and a new challenge that hopefully pushes them to the limits of their potential.
As this event is out of classroom, it helps the students remember what they're learning in a unique way.
It's not just the skills that they're learning, it creates memories. And they attach their education to memories. So when they think back in 10 years to a fun event they had like this, it'll bring back some of those skills that they learned.
As it is a competition, the teams get awarded based on which vehicle goes the furthest.
We give them certificates based on how they do. We are judging them. There is some prizes for the team that goes the furthest, so there's a little bit of encouragement there for them to strive for the best.
These Olympics are held around Alberta, giving many students a chance to compete. Jasmine King, Primetime Local News.
And a program between seniors and students that started in 1996 still continues today, and Abby St. John has more.
Students from Rendell Park School are paired up with a senior from Dr. Cook as a way for kids to connect with elders.
I just wanted to partner with the seniors in our community, and I felt that it would be very beneficial for my students to learn from them and have a companion. And I also felt that it was nice for our seniors to have youth come back into their life too.
The students and seniors get together and play games and gives them a chance to connect with one another and have fun.
Makes us feel good. I think the residents, like to participate, and I think that they have fun doing it.
It's a lot of fun. We get to do different things that we don't get to do at school, and I feel like it's a good chance for the elders to have fun.
One student, Holden Bendel, and his buddy Alice created an unexpected bond that extended outside the program.
First, I was a little bit iffy on it, and then I got to know her. She was really nice.
Recently, Alice passed away, but Holden will always have the memories to hold on to forever.
It was just really fun having her around. Really nice person. She would always, when I came, she would always come and give me she always had a treat prepared for me, and it was really nice of her.
Abby St. John, Primetime Local News.
Art Soul Life is holding a kickoff this Saturday for its Cups for Courage campaign. Cups for Courage allows people to purchase and paint a cup, with the cup and proceeds being donated to the recovery of the Thorpe Recovery Center.
It's a way to give back to the community and allow people that come into the studio to do something creative that gives back as well. So it's kind of a feel-good thing for most people that take part in it. It's something that parents can do if they're just watching their kids paint, but they don't need another piece or more stuff in their house.
Students from local high schools will stuff and wrap the cups to give to the clients at the Thorpe Recovery Center.
The cups will be stuffed with some treats, and they'll come back to the client. So the idea is to send the clients home at the end of the program with a little piece of Lloydminster with them. So when they're having a good day or a bad day, they can have a cup of coffee and remember their time here, remember to be strong and have courage.
LeBlanc hopes that the Cups for Courage kickoff, which takes place between 10 and 6, will build an inventory of cups to give to the Recovery Center. The Lloydminster RCMP Regimental Ball is coming up this Saturday, and there's still tickets available. 30 tickets are available, and the RCMP is hoping to sell out the ball, as all the proceeds are going to Midwest Victim Services.
It helps victims of crimes within our community, Maidstone, Turtleford, Onion Lake. Midwest Victim Services services all of those areas for support after they've been victims of crime. So it's for a really good cause. We have a live auction, we have a silent auction, we have the band, the Chevelles. They're coming down from Lethbridge, so it's going to be a really good night.
Tickets can be picked up at the Lloydminster RCMP detachment or by calling Midwest Victim Services before Saturday. There's lots going on here in the border city, and Heather Klages has the details in what's happening.
You can still get a few tickets for the RCMP Regimental Ball here in Lloydminster. It's coming up this Saturday night out at the Lloyd X grounds, and this event is steeped in tradition, and it's such a unique opportunity because members of the RCMP, they also get the chance to network and touch base with people right here in the community, the place where they're serving and helping to protect us. Plus, you get a really fun night out. The food's going to be absolutely delicious. They've got a live auction, plus the Chevelles will be performing, and all the proceeds go to help out Midwest Victim Services. And they work with the RCMP here in Lloydminster and in the surrounding area as well, like Maidstone, like Onion Lake, like Turtleford, and other communities. So you can help out a great cause and have a fun night out coming up on Saturday night. To get your tickets, just stop by the Lloydminster RCMP detachment. A night of classic country is in store for you next Thursday night, March 28th in Vermilion. You can get tickets now to go see David James and Big River. It's a tribute to the man in black himself, Johnny Cash. So a lot of classic country is going to make up the evening, and they'll even do a Waylon Jennings song or two as well. If you want to pick up your tickets, you can stop by the Senior Center in Vermilion or go online, eventbrite.ca. Alan Doyle just won a Juno Award with the children's group Splash and Boots, and we want you to win a copy of his latest album, A Week at the Warehouse. It's really easy for you to win. All you have to do is email your name and daytime phone number to tvcontest@newcap.ca. We want to say thanks to John at Universal Music Canada for setting us up with the music. And coming up on Sunday, you can support Hillmont 4-H by heading out for their pancake supper and pie bingo. Things get underway at 4:30 at the Hall. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, I hope you have a great one. I'm Heather Klages, and that's what's happening.
And now we're going to go to Josh Ryan, who is on location today.
I'm back with Becca Lawrence, Community Outreach Manager at the Lloyd SPCA. Becca, thank you for coming on, and tell us a little bit about yesterday where you guys were lucky enough to be honored with a donation from the 100 Plus Youth Who Care.
Yeah, so they invited 3 different groups, so they had the youth center there as well, and Addicts in Recovery, the founder there as well too, so Tyler was there too, and so we all just had to go up and make our speeches as to why we thought that they should donate to us, and the kids chose us, so that was really exciting for me. That was my first time really public speaking, so I was a little nervous, but no, it went really well, and it was kind of exciting to see kids getting involved in things like that now too.
Absolutely. It's kind of the first time for this group to do an event like this and obviously give the donation money. So $650. What is that money going to go into? Can you give us specifics?
Yeah, so I really kind of went with the sick and injured animal fund, spay neutering kind of thing with them, just to kind of explain why we do what we do for that reason. So we're definitely going to put it towards the sick and injured animal fund, just to, obviously just to kind of raise awareness on that too still. So that's where it's going to go.
And I'm guessing more than a few that will go to some of the dogs. You guys have had an increase in dogs lately.
Yeah. For the most part, it seems to be the cats still that come in with more of the injuries. So it's definitely still going more so to them. But we do have a lower number in our cats right now. But yes, our dog numbers are climbing for sure. And we have lots of puppies right now too. So I mean, sometimes they need that specialty food to kind of correct their tummies, things like that. But yeah, we're doing pretty good. Like I said, it still goes kind of back to the cats right now, but yeah, it's there for anybody that needs it, basically.
For sure. Well, thank you again, Becca. We'll have more on some of the medical care you can give to your animals, but first let's check in with Connor Chan and a look at your local weather.
All right, thanks very much, Josh. Take a look at your current temperature right now. 4 degrees with all sunshine and clear skies as the sun is getting ready to set on us in just a little bit here. Take a look at some records for this time of year. 12 degrees was our warmest day back in 1986, while our coldest day was minus 23 back in 2002. We got some decent winds, though, coming in from the east, southeast, which might feel more closer to 0, but still gorgeous weather nonetheless. If you take a look at our satellite radar map right now, bit of cloud, bit of activity going on in the Edmonton-Vegreville area, and then a little bit up north here, which will showcase here in just a second here, because Edmonton and Vegreville areas are under special air quality statements as some levels of pollution are around that area, causing some health problems for those that may be affected by that, as well as if it's expected rather to be, the effect is expected to be dropped by tomorrow at noon the latest, as according to Environment Canada. Take a look at some current temperatures right now. 4 degrees, as mentioned earlier, for us here in Lloydminster. 11 for Cold Lake, 9 in Athabasca, 11 also out in Edmonton, 14 in Edson, 19 in Jasper, 6 in Rocky Mountain House, 5 out for Red Deer, 5 degrees out east in Melfort, 7 in Meadow Lake and Prince Albert, 9 degrees in Saskatoon, and 5 degrees for North Battleford. As we take a look at a little more in-depth to our regional temperatures, -4 overnight for North Battleford with all clear skies there. 11 degrees for tomorrow is the daytime high with all sunshine and clear skies there. -3 for Cold Lake overnight with clear skies, and they get to their daytime high tomorrow at 9 degrees with clear skies and lots of sun there. For us here in Lloydminster, -3 overnight as well, and then a little cooler at 5 degrees though, but still nice weather nonetheless here for us. 4 degrees on Saturday. As we take a look at the next 3 days, the low there of -3 and the low of -5 to start off on Sunday morning, and then warms up to 0 as you get a little colder with mostly cloudy skies. It should be a nice weekend nonetheless. Good temperatures all around as we're into the springtime now. We'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
Welcome back. Well, making food in the lab is another area of concern for producers and consumers. In this week's Ag Report, Gerard Lampau gets some insight on fake meat.
That was fine, 140 characters at that time.
Finding the best way to tell his story as a beef cattle veterinarian, Cody Krellman turned to social media and video blogging, but that can be scary for many.
People think that through telling their story of their farm or ranch that they're opening themselves up to conflict, that there's animal rights groups, places like PETA, that they worry about attacking them and kind of combating their way of life.
Krellman shares that is not the case.
But I've found that just through an honest, transparent level of storytelling, allowing people to get to know you and how much work and effort and resources you put into animal agriculture, that the vast majority of people come to a great appreciation for everything that we do.
Krellman says people are surprised and recognize that it's an amazing lifestyle. However, the lack of knowledge is fueling aggressive debates on social media. One area where this is happening is cellular agriculture. Technology is being used to produce food in the lab, the so-called fake meat.
I have been keeping my eye on this technology, and I truly think that there is some potential for disruption.
In the face of concern from beef producers, Krellman sees the technology as offering some people an alternative protein source.
So I don't think some of that fear is unfounded, but I've also found that some of the technology that is being put into cellular agriculture could also be leveraged and benefit animal agriculture as a whole as well.
The practicing vet sees an augmented relationship between conventional agriculture and the emerging technology, especially with the world's population estimated at 9 billion by 2050.
I truly believe in the future a synergistic relationship will exist. We still need base proteins, we need base sugars, and that's got to come from agriculture still. So there is still going to be opportunities for producers to be able to create products and feed this world.
Gerard Lampau, Primetime Local News.
This Ag Report is brought to you by the Lloydminster Co-op Agro Center. Depend on them for product, tools, and expert advice. Shop at your local Lloyd Co-op Agro Center with branch locations in Lashburn and Neilburg.
That's your egg news. Sports is next, but first we'll take a look at your egg prices.
Every member of the City Centre Auto Body team has been through extensive training. We're constantly upgrading our team's education to reflect current collision repair technique.
Taking a look at your local sports now, defenseman TJ Lloyd played a big role in the Spruce Grove Saints' shocking sweep of the Bonnyville Pontiacs this past week. As the league's top D-man tries to add to an already impressive season, he's got strong support from back in Lloydminster, and Josh Ryan has more.
In his final AJHL season, TJ Lloyd is embracing the stakes of playoff hockey with the Spruce Grove Saints.
Seasons are over, they might be playing their last few games of hockey. You know, over a season you start to build a brotherhood and a bond, and you want to make that last as long as you can. So every time you get on the ice, you want to do it for each other and get the job done collectively.
Already well decorated in his junior career, Lloyd can now add top defenseman to the list, an award his coaching staff was happy to see him win.
He's an excellent leader. Shows the young guys how it's done in our program, and his speed and his thinking ability in all situations is excellent.
Coming into this league and being on the team with Ian Mitchell, he was nominated that year, and Brinson Pashnuk won the year before. He's a Bonnyville guy. Kind of seen what those guys did to become the top in the AJHL.
He credits off-season work for his improvement each year.
Really tried to come in and learn lots at a young age, and go back over the summer and the off seasons and just work on the skills and tune things up.
However, his support network from home has made it all possible.
It's great having people coming from home, coming up to see me. I got my grandpa in town from Manitoba, which is awesome, and got a supportive family from back home, and lots of people from Lloydminster will be watching and cheering on the Saints.
And the Saints are hoping to maximize the remainder of time they have with Lloyd in the lineup.
We're really excited for his future when he goes off to Bowling Green, and I know he's very proud of his hometown in Lloydminster, and he's as a Saint that will have a legacy in our program for a long time.
Josh Ryan, Primetime Local Sports.
And now we're going to go to Josh Ryan, who is on location earlier today.
Back here at the SPCA with Becca Lawrence. Now, Becca, some people have gotten to learn a little bit about the SPCA and what goes into taking care of each animal in the past. There's still many people who don't, however. Kind of take us through more than just the cost of kind of cleaning an animal up, so to speak, in terms of the actual medical costs of when, say, a cat comes through.
Yeah, so obviously we have to get them all spay-neutered, so that's our biggest cost. Just kind of figuring out some numbers yesterday, we definitely spend well over $60,000 a year just on that cost alone. But then obviously too, with some of these guys we have in this room, they come in with bad ear mites or urinary infections, things like that. So we, most of the time, we get food donated to us all the time, but sometimes they need those specialty foods for urinary tract infections, things like that. They need the urinary food, and then the ear medication, things like that. So we have to fix them all up before they go to their new homes. We don't want to adopt out any sick animals, things like that. So there's always those extra costs if they, with upper respiratory. That's another big one that we get here in the shelter too. So, all those add up quite quickly. So the vet bills, every month they do rack up. But and the vet clinics are also really good for us. They give us little discounts, and they definitely help us. They are our huge supporters as well too. So we're lucky to have that as well. But like I said, obviously they still have to charge that fee, and those are, like I said, just the spay and neuterings isn't the only thing that racks up the bill, sort of thing.
Is there anything that's really changed in the last couple of years in terms of a new cost that's had to come in with almost every animal, or something that's made costs go down in terms of advances in medicine, or just more efficiency in getting processes done?
Yeah, for the most part, I've been here for about 6 years, and this is something that we've always done. We always try to do our best with dentals, things like that, get them, like I said, good to go out of the shelter. We do have some tests, that the vets have now that can figure out those tests quicker. They figure out the answer quicker for us, which is really nice too, especially in a shelter environment, and especially if that illness is infectious kind of thing. So it's really nice in that aspect. So there definitely has been some newer developments for sure.
Thank you once again. We'll have more later on Primetime Local News. For now, let's throw it back to you guys in studio.
All right, thanks very much, Josh. Take a look at your other current temperatures right now. 4 degrees for us currently right now here in Lloydminster. 5 degrees for Vermilion. 6 out in Marwayne and Vegreville. 4 for St. Paul. 6 also out in Bonnyville. 11 in Cold Lake. 10 in Lac La Biche. 11 also out in Edmonton. 12 for Provost. We head out over east. 6 for Isla Cross, Green Lake, and Maidstone and Macklin. 5 degrees for North Battleford. 4 for St. Walburg. 7 for Pierceland as well. Take a look at some other areas. 12 degrees in both La Loche and Buffalo Narrows. 8 degrees also out in Flin Flon, and 3s in Wollaston Lake and South End as well, while Uranium City sitting at 5 degrees. Slave Lake sitting at 13 degrees, 15 degrees for Fort McMurray, 12 degrees out in High Level, 11 degrees in Peace River, and 5 degrees out in Grand Prairie. As we head down south, 14 degrees out in Lethbridge right now, 17 degrees for Medicine Hat, 13 degrees for Calgary, and 17 for Banff, 12 for Coronation, 10 for Kindersley, as 11 is sitting in Swift Current, and 9's in Moose Jaw, Regina, Yorkton, and 8 for Estevan. Take a look at some other temperatures for tomorrow. 5 degrees will be our daytime high tomorrow. 7s will be lots of people's daytime highs in Marwayne, Vermilion, Wainwright, and Maidstone. 13 degrees in Provost, 14 in Macklin, 11 out in North Battleford, 3 degrees in St. Paul, 8 degrees in Bonnyville and Lac La Biche, 9 degrees in Cold Lake and Pierceland, and 9 degrees out in Edmonton as well. As we take a look at the school day forecast for tomorrow, 1 degree tomorrow at 8 a.m. right when you wake up there, 4 degrees for recess time, 5 degrees, which will get to our daytime high at 5 with clear skies, as well as home time as well. Take a look at the next 7 days. 4 degrees on Saturday with the daytime low there of -3. 0 degrees on Sunday with a low of -5. So Monday morning will be a little bit cooler at -7 degrees, and it gets warmer to 4 degrees with a bit of cloud coverage and some sunshine there. -3 to start off the day on Tuesday, as we might be getting our first spring shower on Tuesday with a 58% chance of some showers there, reaching up to our daytime high of 5 degrees. -1 for Wednesday morning, warming up to 7 degrees with mostly cloudy skies and some sunshine. And then the cooler day on Thursday, -4 to start off in the morning, and then gets to -1 as the high for Thursday with mostly cloudy skies and a bit of sunshine. So a bit of temperatures, a bit of all over the place, mostly heading on to later on to this time next week, but we'll have more primetime local news coming up after the break.
And now we're going to go to Josh Ryan, who's on location today.
Once again, back at the Lloydminster SPCA, joined by Becca Lawrence, and a couple of new animals, some of them not yet up for adoption, but new into the facility and will soon be ready.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, we have Reggie over here too, and a couple over here that are ready for viewing, and people can come take a look and add their names to them. We transferred a few cats that were kind of hanging around for a while at the shelter, so we gave them kind of new scenery, and now we're calling off our waiting list. So we're definitely going to have another influx of cats here again soon, but that's all right. but yeah, so we will have a few more probably in the next week or so. But yeah, as of right now, we are a little bit quieter here, which is fine by us as well too. A nice little break, but yeah, we do have the few new guys that are looking for new homes as well. I got Sprout and Max, over there, and they're happy guys too. Sprout came in with a little bit of a sore leg, so that's why he's not available yet, and obviously too, still his neuter, but yeah, so he's waiting for that to heal up a little bit more, and Max too, he kind of has a bit of a urinary infection, so that's something else we're treating on him right now, but otherwise he's a very happy cat and ready to find that new home for him. We have some puppies, so we typically keep them around for 2 weeks before we get them spayed neutered, just so they're fully have all their vaccines and deworming kind of thing ready to go, and then we'll continue every 2 weeks until they get adopted, sort of thing, just to keep their immunity up while they're here in the shelter. But yeah, we have a litter of 5 puppies, and then a litter of 2, and then a little singleton, and then it's a couple adult dogs, so, and then a few more in the back as well. So we are a little bit full on our dogs right now, but we had 2 go home yesterday, so that was nice. So we hope to continue with those adoptions here soon.
Absolutely, and I'm sure you certainly will. We'll be back once more on Primetime Local News in a bit. First, let's see what's going on in the world of social media.
All right, we asked on our question of the day today, with spring now here, have you started spring cleaning, and do you really plan to? Some of the comments that we got, washed windows was one.
That's a big one.
It is.
It's a lot of work to do that.
It is a lot of work. Not yet, but eventually.
Yeah, that was another one.
Another one that's there. Started quite a while ago, actually that person said. And then one person wrote, the snow ain't melted yet, so no.
Oh, there you go. Maybe you need to just not even see the snow to really get into the spring summer cleaning.
I hear you, because like for me it's more like just it's the matter of getting my car. I feel like it's the most important thing for me at the moment right now, but you know, and then my room and living room, and then it'll all fall into place.
It all just kind of spirals from there. Yeah, I think me too. I want to get my car cleaned and detailed, and just because it's just so messy, and the rocks that sit at the bottom.
Yeah,
I just need to get rid of all of it, but that will start hopefully sometime this week.
Especially when you don't have those
I keep
rubber
putting it
pads.
Off.
Like
Yeah,
those rubber
exactly.
pads. I don't have those, so that's kind
it's
of a
just the
problem,
carpets in the bottom. Yeah, it's not good. It takes a while.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. But one thing we can talk about really well that we know we can all agree on is pets, and we know that we always enjoy talking about. And this is Zoe.
Zoe's
cute.
Cute.
By Vicky, just very cute, just chilling.
Cuddled up.
In the chair. This is Wally, submitted there by Belinda.
So sweet.
Very cute. Look at that. Yeah. Next we have Lincoln, submitted there by Jason. Just a happy pup.
Bigger, so cute.
Next we have Mr. Noodles and Kit, submitted by Karen. Just
cuddled up.
Cute, cuddly. And last but not least, this is Moxie and Hershey, just chilling in the sun.
Suntan.
Very, very
Love
cute
it.
indeed. Well, if your pet was shown on today, you're automatically entered to win a Lloydminster Pet Pad gift card, which you're giving away tomorrow at the end of the second hour of Primetime Local News.
We want to see your pets. Send photos of your pet and their name to our Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram to have them featured on Pet of the Day. Your name will be entered into a weekly draw for a gift certificate from the Pet Pad.
And welcome back one more time to Primetime Local News with the 4 members of the PWM Steelers. So Alicia Day, Jenna Plamondon, Kenzie Datchuk, and Bella McKee. Again, great to have you ladies in before your big day tomorrow and big weekend out in St. Albert. Now, we had talked a little bit in the previous hour about your guys' win in Winnipeg, and Bella was eager to jump in. So I guess to kind of talk a little bit about that, what was it like being able to play against some of the best teams in the country, but also how you kind of had to mentally elevate for that?
I mean, there's always a big kind of argument about whether you should go to a sports school or whether you should play midget AAA. I mean, to go there and play all the sports schools, it was different. I mean, we don't see those teams very often. They're on the ice a little bit more than us. Their coaching, they might be a higher caliber. I mean, we have a pretty good coaching staff, so I can't argue there. But
yeah, I'm sure there's no bias towards your own coaches.
Oh no, not at all. But to be able to play those schools, it kind of made a mark for midget AAA and kind of showed that, wherever you end up, you can play at the highest caliber. So.
Absolutely. And you guys obviously played at a high caliber, and that was recognized during your graduating ceremony of sorts for your last home game. Great crowd turnout, and I guess that kind of the thing that stood out to me most was just how close that bond is between yourselves, parents, billets, I guess, also take you guys in. Probably a lot of mixed emotions that day, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure. There was a couple moms crying, and it's just really emotional because that's our last home game. Could be back, but it won't ever be at the multiplex again. And it's pretty bittersweet to get the flowers and just be sent off, knowing like how good of a year we had, and it's really nice.
Yeah, this is my 3rd year living in Lloydminster, and so I've had 3 different billet families. So looking up in the crowd, seeing my mom and my 3 billet moms, it's going to be super hard to leave all of it behind. And it's sad. It is.
I can imagine. You have an influx of motherly love.
Yes.
Now, you guys obviously have had, some of you had to live away from home, but obviously it's a more kind of full-time training. It's not necessarily sports school, but more full-time training than the average kind of minor hockey experience. Has that been sort of rewarding to be really delving into one sport? Because some people like to play multiple sports throughout their lives, but you guys have chosen to kind of really focus on hockey.
Yeah, I know like it's obviously tough. Like I live 10 hours away from home, so being here, it's I keep busy, and I think that's what really helps me through it, especially. Yeah, I know like just playing hockey, it's really rewarding, especially like all the training that we do and coming out to go to this provincial tournament is really awesome. So.
And obviously that's shown up in terms of you guys have gotten opportunities to play. Bella specifically, obviously you got to play with Team Alberta, but it's given you lots of opportunities in terms of tournaments as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you play house league, it's fun. You know, you come out, you play some hockey, you might play ball in the summer, you do some different stuff, some school sports too. But if you want to play at the highest level, whether that's midget AAA or sports school or Team Alberta or university, you have to, there comes a time where you just have to dive into that and just totally dedicate yourself to that. And that's what we've all chosen. We picked hockey for a reason, and we want to play it to the highest levels. So.
Okay, so rapid fire here, very quick answers, starting on my left. What's next for you after you graduate this from high school?
I'm going to MacEwan University and studying Bachelor of Science to transfer into veterinary medicine.
Still playing hockey?
No, I'm not.
Okay, well, you think about going to that open tryout. I'm sure they could use it. Jenna, what's next for you?
I'm going to Sask Polytech in Saskatoon to become a registered nurse.
Oh, good for you.
Thank you.
And I know there's lots of, if you're not playing competitive hockey there's still plenty of women's hockey there as well. Really quick, Kenzie.
I will be attending MacEwan University. I'll be playing for the MacEwan Griffins women's hockey team, and I'll be taking social work.
Social work? And Bella to finish off.
I'm going to Union College in Schenectady, New York, Div 1. I'll be taking neuroscience, and when I'm done my playing career there, I'll come back and I'll take education in Canada.
Truly embracing the home away from home experience, traveling over the border. Thank you for coming in, ladies. Good luck tomorrow, and we'll wrap up soon on Primetime Local News.
Furniture supplied by Furniture Gallery and Furniture House, downtown Lloydminster.
I'm joined again with Leslie Graham from Divine Holistic Healing and Wellness. Thank you so much for coming in. It's always a pleasure to have you.
Thanks, Lisa.
And so we're talking today, we've dived into a little bit of what you guys do there, but we really want to talk a little bit about something called Reiki. Correct? Am I saying that correct?
Absolutely.
Okay, so I don't really know much about it. So do you want to kind of explain what that is exactly?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yep. So Reiki is a very kind of entry-level experience when it comes to energy healing,
okay,
if we will. Reiki is a hands-on modality, or we're working just above the body in the energetic field. And we're not giving the recipient our energy. Okay? We're giving them like life force energy.
Okay.
So it looks very much like they're laying on a massage table, okay? Fully dressed, under blanket, heated bed, super cozy and warm. And we start at the top of the head. So we're behind them, our hands come in. They usually start feeling tingles, warmth, vibration. A lot of people think there's a machine there because it does get quite warm, that energy coming off our hands. And it's really just we're watching it and feeling it flow through their body, and it's going to all the places and spaces within them that's holding any kind of resistance, any wounds, any toxins, any blocks. So usually that person's going to feel it. So their stomach will start to gurgle, that knee that's been giving them some issues starts to kind of flare up a little bit, and they can feel it going in there. Most of the time it's a lot of emotional stuff that, you know, really push down traumas and wounds that people maybe haven't ever felt safe to talk about before, have been told don't say anything. They come in and it's kind of that space where they allow themselves to be vulnerable, and they allow themselves to just let it come out. And we don't always have to talk about the details of it. It's just being held in that space and feeling like you're safe, that you can go through your healing. And just like a lot of our other services, we will talk through it. We will talk about, okay, what's really going on? How is this showing up in your life? What are some of the symptoms that are coming up? And then giving them tools to be able to cope with it, so that it's not just about feeling good in that session, but it's moving forward through the rest of the month, the year, whatever that looks like for them.
Okay, cool. Because I was going to say, so they go through the session and then they leave feeling great that day, and then how do you kind of continue that feeling, right? So
absolutely.
My question to you also, you kind of mentioned sometimes crystals come into that kind of thing, working through things like that. Is that kind of within the same session, or how does that work?
Yeah, we generally, even on our website, you'll see this. So the practitioner will customize the healing session for that person. So we work within, once again, people's comfort zone.
Right,
so
of course.
if people are like, nope, not into crystals. Well, you know, they might be under the table. We're not going to put them on them or make them hold them or something, right? But we do lots of different things. So we can do some belief work stuff in there. We can use the crystals. We usually are using oils in the session. So whether it's just in the room diffusing or we put them on the client, we have different kind of things that, you know, there's some fun, funky stuff in there that we can use and pull out when the client is really ready. Sometimes they'll bring in their own stuff that they want us to use to add into it. So it is it can be a very intriguing session, but they're always 100% different each time.
That's so cool. So with these kind of sessions, we talked about the mind, we talked about the soul and the body. They're all kind of interconnected, obviously, and it's a lot of stuff that people can work through. If people want to just kind of like come in, maybe not ready for a session, session, just kind of take a look around. Can they do that as well? Just kind of come in and chat?
Yeah, we have a store.
Oh, okay,
so a lot of times people are just coming in just to browse, just to check it out.
Yeah.
And we actually encourage it. We encourage people to allow us to be their safe space, where if they're having a tough day, they've got some, you know, kind of crazy thoughts in their head that day. We usually get a lot of people that just come in and sit. And so we've got chairs at the front, people can sit. We've always got somebody available for them to talk to, kind of roam around, ask questions. It's kind of this welcoming space, and a lot of our common, I guess, piece that people say about us is it's their paradise in Lloydminster, that it's the one place that they feel completely safe and accepted. And we've strived for that, and we're really glad that it's really how it's viewed at this point.
That's awesome. Well, thank you so much. I always have so many questions for you, and I love
Keep
when you
them
come
coming.
in. So we will have you back anytime. Thank you so much. Leslie Graham from Divine Healing, Holistic Healing and Wellness. Thanks so much, Leslie.
Thanks, Elise.
Thanks.
Back one last time at the Lloydminster and District SPCA. Had a great time talking about some of the medical costs that go into taking care of the animal, as well as some of the new animals themselves, as well as, of course, that generous donation from the 100+ children who care. Now, one thing we didn't talk about enough was the Lloydminster SPCA's 4th annual Egg Extravaganza. That's on April 18th. Bring your own dogs into town and bring them outside the area here in the building just to check out some of the eggs hidden away in the grass, maybe snow if there's still snow. So April 18th, be sure to check that out. And there's plenty of other opportunities as well to donate along with that particular day. As we said before, there are 15 dogs in the building, so a little bit more than what they're used to. Still plenty of cats, and there will be more cats coming in when the new influx of animals is underway and transfers are completed. That's going to be it for me here at the SPCA. We're going to kick it back to Elise and Connor. They'll wrap things up for you in studio. Have a great rest of your evening.
That Easter egg hunt, though, would be pretty fun.
Yeah,
Having your
that'll be
dogs
so
out, just
fun,
like going out looking for treats.
Yeah,
the
it'll be
eggs.
cute. Hopefully they don't all just like attack each other for wanting all the treats at the same time.
Well,
It'll be crazy.
Well, I think they spread it out pretty well so that hopefully that every dog gets a chance to go
Yeah,
grab
every
an egg.
dog gets a treat. So cute.
That's the point, right?
Yeah.
Well, that's going to do it for us here tonight. Thanks for watching, everyone. Have yourselves a great night.
Yeah, have a good night.